Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm going to cover exactly how lucrative recruiting really is. All right, my YouTube family, thank you guys so much for watching another YouTube video of mine. Hey, if you're not in my Facebook group, Six Figure Recruiters, link in description. There's 7,000 plus recruiters, entrepreneurs in there, and you should definitely be in the group if you're not already. Interact with me, engage with other recruiters, entrepreneurs, etc. It's just an awesome place to be, and you should definitely be there. So one of those common questions that I always get from a ton of people is, how much am I going to make in recruiting? How much am I going to make if I start a staffing agency? How much am I going to make per placement? How quickly will I get the money? Things like that. I want to cover everything about how lucrative recruiting is in this video. So the truth of it is, recruiting is more lucrative than you probably think it is. It's in fact probably one of the most underrated businesses out there. When I compare recruiting to drop shipping, Amazon FBA, flipping things on Craigslist, affiliate marketing, or anything like that that's an online related business, recruiting basically just blows it out of the water completely. I mean, even an absolute beginner with zero experience in recruiting can do six figures in their first year of recruiting. Now, I say that with emphasis because that's exactly my story. I did my first six figures in my first 6 months of recruiting. I was an account manager answering phones for random accounts at Microsoft. I was basically just taken by storm with this recruiting concept and ran with it and scaled and did my first six figures really quickly. So therefore, I know exactly what it takes to do it, and I know exactly what it takes to teach it. It is not luck. It is not predestination. It is not connections you already have. It is you executing and creating an opportunity for yourself out of thin air. So therefore, I must state that recruiting is only as lucrative as you make it. Just like doing well in school or on tests or getting your degree depends on how much you study. Those that are all in and actually want to take this business to the moon, so they say, I'm going to give you 4 reasons why recruiting can be incredibly lucrative. First things first, recruiting has a very low barrier of entry. So it's very simple for a newbie entrepreneur with zero recruiting or staffing experience to get started. If you have a laptop and a cell phone and a LinkedIn page and a business email, you're pretty much ready to go. Now, of course, there's a whole lot more that goes on behind the scenes: strategy, technique, tactics, everything that you need to know to actually make this thing move. But to get started and to actually start getting clients is a low barrier to entry. I might also add that the low barrier of entry is pretty much because there's zero overhead. All you really need is a handful of softwares and a few pieces of hardware that we generally already have. Second reason that recruiting can be very lucrative is if you are a so-called people person. If you are persistent, dedicated, and you are absolutely motivated to get to the goal, you will make a lot of money in recruiting. If you're willing to call somebody up out of the blue, if you're willing to send 1,000 cold emails in a day, if you're willing to reach out to random people you've never talked to and actually give them a value proposition and deliver on that value proposition, and you are goal-oriented like that, there is no doubt in my mind that you cannot make a lot of money and win big in recruiting. The dedication and persistence that it takes to actually make a lot of money in recruiting does not come easy. This is not something everyone has. This is a very select group of people that will actually go the distance because they can see the prize. They'll do all the upfront work for the far out investment. Now, the third reason that recruiting is very lucrative is that there's no ceiling. Recruiting is completely uncapped. You can literally make as much money as you want so long as you have the time in the day. You can make as many client connections as you want, sign as many deals as you can, place as many people as possible until you need to go to sleep. Many of the students that go through my recruiter mentorship program are making 6 figures. I have one student that's actually pacing for 7 figures this year. Like, we're not talking about small numbers here. We're talking about lots of money being made. And these people are dedicated. They're going the distance. They're doing what's necessary. They're actually putting in the work. This is not magic. And I say it over and again that this is not get rich quick. It's not get rich overnight. It's get rich over time. So the fourth reason that makes recruiting so lucrative is that it is a necessary business. Let's face it, recruiting is relevant. It is an absolute must-have. It's not a nice-to-have. Companies need labor. There's actually labor shortages all the time. When unemployment goes way down to 2%, 3%, people need to hire. Therefore, they need us. They need us to find them candidates. They need jobs filled. They need people working in their business so that they can make revenue. So in that sense, it's very different than something like drop shipping, where you spend a ton of money on ads to pump a product up that people might not buy, or Amazon FBA, where you buy a ton of inventory up front and people, again, might not buy, right? But recruitment is an absolute necessity. Listen, everybody needs to eat, everybody needs to live somewhere, and everybody pretty much needs a job. Therefore, recruiters are definitely in demand, and companies need recruiters. So yes, recruiting is a very lucrative business, but it does not come without the caveats that you must supply yourself, you must be the right type of person to do this, and you absolutely must take action. If you don't take action and you don't execute on this, you will not reap the rewards. As always, if you enjoyed this video or if you found some value here, smash that like button, please. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already, and the alert button so that you know every single time I come out with a brand new video. Until then.